Welcome to Road Scouts. For those who are new to the channel, we're dedicated in showing you an uncut version of a route from point A to point B, and we will see establishments, places of interests.
It's dark today. How about let's start the video by giving you an introduction to the format of the channel. We have the GPS section, the info, the gauge, the main section where I'll show you the uncut version of the trip. The GPS section obviously will show you where we're at. The gauge will show you the speedometer, and the main section will show you the road itself. The info section might be something new to you because the info section is where I'm going to show whatever it is we want to add to make the trip itself interesting. Because if we're only going to see the road ahead of us, eventually it will get old and it will get boring. So anything that I'd like to add for the trip, videos, informational texts, cooking shows, you will see it here. So that's how you are going to enjoy the channel. You know what happened? After New Year's celebration, I went all the way to Batangas, Ibaan. It's what you call a deadhead. Okay. So truckers, aviation people use deadheading to indicate that the part of the trip is not quote unquote paid. Okay, so think of it as, the part where you travel and that's not going to be part of your commercial transaction. So that's what I did. I traveled all the way to Ibaan. It's not going to be shown on the trip anymore. So our episode or our trip, the entirety will start from Ibaan to Pangasinan. It took me 2 hours and 47 minutes. So obviously it's going to be very long. It makes sense to divide it into three parts. And the first part will be today's episode. I'd like to limit it into maybe 60 minutes or so. Okay, then the next 60 minutes will be somewhere from Skyway Stage 3 to approximately SCTEX. And then the last portion will be from SCTEX to the end of TPLEX. This is the actual duration of our trip. If you notice, according to Google Map, it's 299 kilometers. So we'll start from Ibaan and our trip at Pozzurubio, okay, there at the north. We're going to first travel STAR Tollway, bringing us all the way to Calamba. Then Calamba will travel SLEX all the way to Alabang, take Skyway, travel to the edge of Skyway Makati, right, and take uh, stage 3 from there. This curve here is EDSA. Skyway stage 3 is not yet in Google Maps. Okay, so although EDSA and Skyway Stage 3 does not have that much of a difference in terms of distance. EDSA is only 23 kilometers, while Stage 3 is 18. If you're traveling at 60 kilometers per hour, that's a 5 kilometer difference. So that's only a 5 minute difference. If you're traveling at 100 kilometers per hour, so maybe 2 minutes difference only. What makes EDSA therefore a problematic route to take is really the traffic, right? So if you have a highway that is not congested, you will be able to travel more. And that's what we're going to see here. We'll see in this episode, well, particularly in this trip, that if we have a skyway or a highway that's going to give us a continuous flow of traffic, it will be very easy for us to reach one point to another.
When you're standing here beside me, never stop making you crazy too.
If you can just imagine how we traveled back in the days, exactly 2 decades ago, to get from one point to another, this is how we did it. Okay. So it's either gonna be a two-lane highway or some of the roads are wider now. Say the Tagaytay and Nasugbu Road. It's a wider now. The Ternate and Nasugbu Road, it's also wider. But even then, if it's not an exclusive highway with just, exit points, it will be hard for you to travel at the speed where it will be faster for you to get from one point to another. Just look at the video right now. So at the moment, I'm traveling, if I'm going to take the national roads, I'm traveling at 26 kilometers per hour. That means if I'm going to travel 100 kilometers, that should be about 4 hours to 5 hours, right? If I'm going to travel a 200-kilometer road, that should take me 8 hours to 10 hours. And it's not good for, tourism, economic development, commerce, or whatever purposes that you have. Okay, even for fuel consumption. Okay, imagine if in the Philippines we have roads like this and it did not really improve. And if we need to travel, most of our, budget will be taken up by just fuel consumption alone. And that's where our disposable income would come in. But that's a very serious topic. I'm just showing you the equivalent of, you know, traveling in our national roads or municipal roads compared to the star tolls that we have right now. So that's the reason why I really want to show you this particular trip because this is going to be our first travel where we don't need to go through EDSA. Okay, so that's just interconnected highways along the way, which is going to be first in the country. Okay, so there's going to be no motorcycles like these or public utility vehicles that will, or even private vehicles that would stop anywhere they want to stop. Well, one of the things that at least we don't have to worry about in the Philippines is snow. And we don't have to worry about traction control, the weather, our tires, and all those things. As you can see, if you're driving in, two lanes with opposing direction, and if the car on the other side loses control and suddenly drives in front of you, it's a bit concerning. So at the moment, it's kind of dark where we are, but at least it's dry.
Batangas. So according to Wikipedia, Batangas is an area of 3,000 square kilometers. So as you can see on the map, it's bordered by Calamba on the north, Tagaytay and Taal on the west, San Pablo and Lucena on the east itself. For perspective, Metro Manila has an area of 6,000, or rather 600 square kilometers. As per density, the density of Metro Manila is 21,000 people per square kilometer, whereas in Batangas it's only 850 people per square kilometer. Square kilometer to square meters, then this could give us 1 million square meters per square kilometer, right? So if we look for an online calculator, so let's look for one. There you have it. So where's my calculator? So it's over here. So let's put it here. So what's that again? 1 million divided by, so just like in elementary, divide. Well, that's my school. Anyway, so 5 divided by, okay? So 1 million divided by, what's that again? 21,000. Okay. So 1 million divided by 21,000. That should give us 47 square kilometers. So the density in Manila is one person per 47 or 48 square kilometers. So let's round it up. Whereas in Batangas, that's 1 million divided by 850. So that's about 1,176 square meters. So one person per 1,176 square meters. That means in Manila, our distance with each other is about a bedroom or one bedroom space in Bonifacio Global City, right? Uh, 48 square meters for those who are in the US or in Canada, or if you're measuring it in square feet, that will be maybe 500 square feet. Okay, so that's going to be one person per 500 square feet density in Metro Manila. But if you live in Batangas, it's going to be one person per 1,000 square meters. So imagine a 1,000 square meter lot, and that should be the distance between you and your neighbor if you live in Batangas. If you're still very close to your neighbor, it might, time to consider moving someplace else. If you go back to the map, we have Verde Islands here, or Verde Island. I have an episode for that, which is a part of episode 15, where we talked about the Verde Island and how you can get there and all those other things that I also mentioned. So if you want to know more about it, check it out. That's what you're seeing right now on your screen. Now, as for the road, it's not as smooth as our Calax trip. It's actually bumpy, especially on this part of the trip. So check this out. Now, if you compare it to our Calax trip, you'll see the difference. Well, one good thing is I'm not aware of any animals crossing highways here. I don't see any signs. I haven't experienced it.
am not aware of any incidents that happened in the past. If you are aware of something that happened in the past, please do comment down below for our awareness and our safety as well. This is Metro Manila skyline in New Year's 2021. The bright building that you see there is Rockwell, and everything around it will be, of course, Mandaluyong, Makati. It used to be that in New Year's time, you'd see that the entire skyline will be lighted up because of fireworks. But for this year, because of GCQ and the fireworks ban, you'd only see business establishments doing the fireworks. Okay, everyone, we're going to end this episode. There are 6 parts for the entire trip from Batangas to Pangasinan. This is a one part. Each part will be 30 minutes each. So I'm gonna be uploading the remaining 5 as soon as I am done editing them. We want more substance per episode, so this one is taking longer than usual because there are parts of the trip itself that's, not so interesting as some other highways that we have. But remember, the purpose of the trip is to show you the interconnected highways, right? So we want to see how we will travel from Batangas to Pangasinan in its entirety without passing through EDSA. That's the primary purpose of why we're doing this. Okay, I'm going to pass 2 more toll plazas and Santo Tomas exit. Okay, in STAR Expressway they collect toll fees twice, and don't ask me why. Okay, it's just the business model that they're in. So if you're going to pass this, they will collect toll fees from you twice, and it's separate from SLEX. Okay. Now, That's it. And I hope you enjoyed the episode for today, our stories and our discussions and our topic. If you have any recommendations on the topics that we'll cover in the next coming episodes, let me know. I'm going to try my best to incorporate that, and the more ideas, the better. Okay, so I'm going to play music from now on, and hope to see you in our next episode. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.